the South Pole from Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored. But the tremendous there's a lot of adventure left down at the bottom.
Sabemos sobre a expedição do Almirante Byrd no 46º automotivo no início da primavera de 1947 para o Polo Sul. Expedição que foi quase esquecida e é muito difícil chegar a todas as informações. Os poucos artigos que foram publicados na época, na revista National Geographic Magazine, não daria qualquer pista sobre a real intenção da expedição. Foi uma operação naval enorme que envolveu porta-aviões, vários navios de guerra, submarinos e provavelmente 20 couraçados, envolvendo 4.000 soldados da tropa dos Estados Unidos e contingente britânico e russo. Foi uma operação maciça, não foi como eles apresentaram. Voos sobre toda a área sul, o que era um divertido Almirante Byrd no Polo Sul, incrivelmente mudou. No documentário oficial da Marinha Americana, encontramos imagens do que o Almirante Byrd realmente teria encontrado. O espanto pelos seus aviões desaparecerem muito rapidamente. Muitos deles colidiram com barreiras invisíveis e se desintegraram em pleno voo.
I want to give full credit. They did not hesitate to risk their lives at their job. Now the North Pole is the center of a deep ocean, whereas the South Pole is the center of a high plateau, which averages 7,000 or 8,000 feet in altitude. There is no life whatever beyond the edge of the world. There are no Eskimos. It is too cold for human beings to live there permanently. When we left on this expedition, we were, to put it very mildly, extremely anxious to find out if it existed. Here is our supply ship, the Rupert, just a big unprotected iron ship of 8,000 tons. Here is our icebreaker, the Bear, which we took as a protection for the personnel of the Rupert, and also to use exploring in dangerous ice areas. We took with us this time 150 Eskimo dogs, and more than 14,000 different kinds of items for 2 years away from civilization, where there were no supply depots around the corner. Day followed day, week followed week, as we penetrated the great Pacific. We headed straight south, and here we have an ordinary unprotected iron ship, sailing in seas no ship had ever been in before since the world began. It wasn't that we were any better than our predecessors. We simply had a more open ice here. We bucked the ice till we were finally stopped by an impossible pack. Impossible, at least, for the Rupert. But we wanted to see what was beyond the horizon. That's what we came for. And for that purpose, we had another string to our bow, aviation. We retreated a few miles and managed to find an open lake in the ice field. So we proceeded to put the plane overboard. We had to execute this maneuver as rapidly as possible because we knew that under the influence of the wind and the tide, the fields would soon close in around the ship again. In fact, the ice is already beginning to close in. Our plan was to go south with our steamer until we were stopped by ice, and to take up the attack on the unknown with aviation. And now at last we are going to find out what was in the southern part of this mysterious part of the world. For after battling the bad weather, here we are 240 miles within it. We came to this strange phenomenon, ice islands. This was a strange and weird sea, steaming through what giants were guarding. At long last, the dice fell our way, elements acted in our favor. The wind and the tide which had closed the ice in around us finally opened the pack so that we could break our way into more open sea. We had added nearly 500,000 square miles to the Pacific Ocean. And here is our journey's end. At length we sighted that great natural phenomenon, the ice barrier. I knew it would be taking a big chance, but it seemed the only way. As we started alongside the barrier with our ships, suddenly the edge shifted. Kept the men on watch with their life preserver on line as a safeguard for the men working on the edge of the ice. We were working against time to finish unloading before the fall freeze-up, when the ships would have to return to civilization. You can see what a tough job we had to transport 400 tons of material through this area. The bay ice was constantly shifting and cracking, and pressure ridges were being formed as we worked by the irresistible force of the slowly moving ice cap. I have never seen men work so hard. With 24 hours of daylight, they could and often did work the clock around without stopping. We call this period the White Nightmare, and a nightmare it was. The hardest work of all was this man-hauling of sleds, which we had to do in order to get unloaded in Eskimo Huskies, still the backbone of polar exploration. They can go where no tractor could ever go. You can't do without them. The Rupert must go back to civilization, because the bay would soon freeze, and she couldn't stand the ice. Now, the only person out of 150 men to get sick to get another doctor. For I pledged myself not to risk men for a year on the ice without medical care. There would be anxiety over the bear. Suddenly, without warning, a storm hit us before we could get all of our food and other vital supplies stored away. And all hands had to work frantically throughout the storm to prevent the loss of food boxes under deep snowdrifts. The storm lasted for many hours. Chilly, working in the wind. And when it was over, there was a bit of digging to do. Here is the original commando.
The honor of leading this expedition belongs to Admiral Richard Byrd. It is a gratifying experience for this 58-year-old explorer, who in the past had to raise his own funds for exploration, and who now has the resources of the United States Navy at his command. In 1955, 2 years before his death, Admiral Richard Byrd departs on his 5th and last expedition, but it's not simply an unknown continent or a distant ocean that lures adventurers like Richard Byrd. As he put it, here is a door ajar through which one may escape from the noise and chaos of civilization into the solace and harmony of the cosmos, and for a moment be part of it.